beautiful people of Ghana, it's my Nigerian Get Pleasure bringing you political news in our channel Ghanatube. President John Mahama has ordered immediate distribution of stored food to alleviate SHS shortages of food. According to the TV3 Ghana, Ghanaian President John Mahama has intervened in the ongoing food shortage crisis in the senior high schools by directing the immediate release of stored food supplies, and it is actually being done. Please watch.
As we speak, we have a challenge currently with feeding students in secondary schools, as the Ghana Education Service insisted that schools must reopen on the 3rd of January, contrary to the advice of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. As a stopgap measure, I've asked the Chief of Staff to work with the Ghana Education Service to allocate and evacuate food that is currently held in warehouses in Tema, which this food was imported by the outgone government in response to the drought that occurred last year. But in this emergency, we need to use some of that food to feed our students.
They actually ordered the food for senior high schools amid a shortage of food complained by these students. And this move comes in response to reports from various schools across the country facing difficulty in feeding their students due to the delay in food distributions. The shortage of food has actually become a growing concern, with schools struggling to provide sufficient meals for students, which has actually made people coming out to say that the children in free SHS don't even have enough food to eat, or most of them are starving, or they're just eating one particular meal for a very long time. Many institutions rely on government supplied food, but a combination of logistical issues and financial constraints has led to significant delay, leaving some schools with inadequate resources. Students in these schools have actually been forced to go without proper meal, disrupting their daily routines and affecting their academic performances. They actually cried out to show that they are not getting enough resources to give these children food, or that the food they are giving them are not just balanced diet. Even as the children have actually come out, most of them have actually come out to show the kind of food they eat in school. Here, President John Mahama, with commitment that he will reset the free SHS and make everything work better, has actually issued this command that every store food in these schools should be carried out and given to these children immediately. Students in this school have been forced to actually go out to eat improper meals, and this is affecting them in every way. In his directive, President John Mahama expressed concern over the challenges faced by these students, emphasizing the importance of ensuring schools can provide consistent meal. If they actually cannot provide these meals, why are they there? Why are they making it like it is a free SHS, free meal and free other things? That means there should be a way of providing a proper meal to these children. He also highlighted that a lack of proper nutrition could affect students' ability to focus on their studies, which is essential for their success, which is what he is committed to make sure that all these things will work hand in hand and make all these children eat well, work well, and focus in their education, because even not eating at all, because we've actually seen some cases where these children don't even eat at all because they cannot eat what is being provided for them. This is actually a very awkward way and will make them not even focus in school, because there is this adage that says a hungry man is actually a hungry man. The former president called on relevant authorities to make sure immediate action and the distribution of the food supplies to SHS across the country. Now he has actually become the president. He he has actually stand on his ground that whatever he has said about this food should be carried out immediately. The actions and every of these foods should be distributed to supplies to these SHS across the country. He also emphasized that this situation required urgent attention to prevent further negative impact on education. Coming out to say that education is actually the primary thing, the future is the youth, and they are also supposed to be maintained, giving proper food in as much as you're giving them free education. As a result of this shortage of food has been compounded by delays in the procurement and transportation of supplies, with many schools reporting that they had not received their expected food shipments in time. This has actually been paid for. So why is the shipment and these manufacturing companies, the procurement, transportation and supplies, delaying these schools, making these children go hungry and giving them not balanced diet to actually make them low in all these things that they are coming out to say? As a result, schools have been forced to find alternative ways to feed these students. But these solutions have not always been suitable or effective. President Mahama's directive is expected to provide relief to the affected students and their schools, helping to ensure that students receive adequate meal. Wow, this is really recommendable. Coming out from the newly elected President John Mahama, coming out to start his work very immediately, as he has actually promised that immediately he enters the office, he will make sure that he will set Ghana, both the education sector and every other sector, both the policies to make sure that Ghana works well. His directive is expected to actually provide relief to the affected schools, helping to ensure that these students receive adequate meal, not just meal, but a very substantial meal. Education stakeholders and parents have welcomed the move, praising President Mahama for his swift action. Many hope that the government will now take steps to address the underlying issue that led to the food shortage in the first place, ensuring that such disruption do not occur in the future. And it has actually come to the notice that if this is coming from individuals trying to sanford the money, or maybe redirect the money, or maybe just direct the money, the funds made for this feeding, the free SHS students feeding into other courses, will be apprehended and will be questioned. With the immediate distribution of food supplies now underway, I know that children and these people will actually be happy on this movement, because anything that has to do with food will actually make the students learn well, because they will be composed and they will be energetic. Please do comment your views, and also like, comment, follow if you've not followed us, so that you will get all our news one by one. Thanks, my people.